Welcome back to another episode of Put It on the List. We have a packed show today. We go over some trailers, we watch some stuff, and we have Nerd News of the Week. And of course, we end with our world famous double feature. Let's start the show. I'm Francisco, and I'm here with my friend, Ghostface Killer Andres.
Hey.
Wu-Tang's for the children.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
I sent you that thing for the bar.
Yeah.
No, brewery
Yeah.
plays Wu-Tang on Wu-Tang Wednesdays.
Yeah, that's it. That's dope.
So there you go. You know where to take your kids now.
Exactly. Everywhere, because Wu-Tang's for the children.
There you go. Children everywhere.
How's your week been?
Good. Not too bad, actually. Not too bad. I watched a couple things. I'm trying to play catch up.
Yeah.
Dude, I did some funny stuff. I did a couple things. Here's my first funny one. I didn't tell you. I don't think I told you this funny story. I got this Amazon gift card a couple weeks ago randomly from like an employer. And I'm like, cool. It's like a thank you kind of thing. And I didn't know what to buy with it. And all of a sudden, the heavens shined on me and told me what I needed to buy. So I went to Amazon and I bought John Wick 1, John Wick 2, John Wick 3, and as of tomorrow, at my doorstep, John Wick 4.
Sweet.
So how I'm like, thank you, job, for the ballet of violence and bullets that's about to grace my screens. Pretty excited. I haven't seen John Wick 4, so I'm pretty excited.
Here's a little trivia. The director, John Selinsky, he was on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Chad Selinsky. Stalinsky. I don't know. Anyways,
he was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and they were talking about John Wick 4. And they were like, how many people does John Wick kill in John Wick 4? And he's like, I don't know. But he kills more people than dialogue that he has.
Oh yeah, that's like well known.
And he said, I think he only has 150 lines, so he kills over 150 people.
150 lines or 150 words? I don't know. We'll see.
Or maybe 150 words. Yeah,
150 words, not a lot. Anyways, our intro is more than 150 words, but it looks gorgeous. Like even just for the cinematography alone. In 3 hours of like gorgeous cinematography, I'm like, cool. I'm so excited to watch that. You know what's also
it's gonna be dope.
Yeah, you know what's also funny? Things that we haven't reviewed. I started watching I watched some random stuff. Did you watch anything random that we haven't reviewed yet?
What's that? What did you watch?
I had to write it down so I remembered. I started watching Star Wars: The Bad Batch, the animated show on Disney.
Oh, how was that?
It's pretty cool. I was shocked. I was like, this is fun. It's an animated thing.
I heard that's one of the better ones.
And it's from the dude, what's his name? Dave Filoni, who's in charge of like the good shows, I think, for the most part. The Mandalorian.
Oh yeah.
And there's some cool stuff. It's it's cheesy here and there for the kids, but overall the ideas and like the animation, and it's very it's a little darker and it's like very atmospheric, and it's like you're like, damn, it opens up with like Order 66, and you're like, damn. It goes dark quick, and you get to see the other side of things and this other group of clones that are like, what is going on? It's cool. Like so far, like it's a fun, cool show. It toes the line between like plenty for adults and the kids might like it too.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I started watching Star Trek because of the Paramount. I need to take advantage of having Paramount. I've been hearing that this Star Trek show called Strange New Worlds. So I watched an episode. Pretty cool so far. Pretty cool. Like a little grounded, a little smart, a little contemporary. I was like, this is cool. Very extremely inclusive. I also noticed, I was like, wow, they're really doing the classic Star Trek full on. It's good. I enjoyed the first episode because I'm like poking around just trying to do things. I gotta fill that Ted Lasso gap. And then here's the other one: is I started to watch Avatar 2.
Oh,
2 sittings so far. I think I'm about 35 minutes in. And yeah, I don't know if I should save it for a full-on review at some point if I ever get around to finishing it. Might be a month.
Well, that's a loaded statement in itself right there.
Man, it's pretty rough. Like there's some stuff in there. I'm like, if you just spent like 100th of the time you spent on the technology on the story and like the acting, different outcome, maybe. Like
maybe
all those dudes that are like on strike right now they're called writers.
Yeah,
bringing a couple of them in, something.
Yeah, but don't do that. Don't do that. That script was written years ago.
Was it? I don't know, man.
You know it. Stop playing.
Yeah,
don't do that.
All right, here's the thing. You're working on
something else.
Dude, if you're working on something for 10 years, maybe don't remake the film that you already made. Anyways.
I mean, it only made the same amount of money. Why would you make it different?
That's the thing. It's like I was telling Christina, like
who are you?
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
like Andres' bullshit opinion.
Yeah,
and
or
$2
million.
billion.
Let me think. Let me weigh that out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But is it going to have the Transformers fall off, where like it made like $1 billion, and every film after that got like even like twice as bad as the previous one? And eventually they just started losing money. You know what I mean? Like where do you find that sign? I don't know.
Well, I don't think that they're gonna dilute it that much.
I don't know. I'm very curious. Very curious.
Yeah. I can see like you're ready to point the hate somewhere. You had like this, like a tub full of hate, and you just wanna throw it somewhere.
You know what my biggest challenge is like I love James Cameron films. And it's like your favorite family member just doing like some crazy thing. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? It's like the dude's the author of some of my favorite films of all time ever. And then he kind of does this. And I'm like, man, can you just stop doing anyways, like just do something different.
What you do is you support your friend. You support you don't shit on him.
I guess. I don't know.
Mr. over here, like, what are you doing?
Not making $2
billion. And if you are, kick me some this way. All right, man. So should we get started with the trailers?
We should. All right, fire away, dude.
First off, Special Ops Lioness on Paramount Plus, starring Zoe Saldana. And who else?
Michael Kelly is another. He's always like the government guy in the back who could be creepy or could be cool. You never know with that guy.
Yeah. I got to say that I enjoy a lot of these Paramount Plus shows, like the Jeremy Renner show and all those Taylor Sheridan shows, like 1883, 1920. I like all those shows. That Mayor of Easttown, it's good, man. It's like violent. But it's good.
This show's going to be the same.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. I think Nicole Kidman's in this one.
Ooh.
So it's going to be.
It's going to be a little bit of class because they're going to be wearing some women business suits.
Yeah. This show is about female CIA operatives like who are making buddy with like the spouses of like terrorist or bad guy spouses, so they can kind of come at them a little sideways, like meet them at the poolside. Oh, and blah blah blah.
Codename Lioness.
Yeah, and so they're like doing.
There's a bunch of lionesses out there,
and then they're gonna send in like the fucking drones with the bombs or whatever. And I mean, this is gonna be kind of in line with Sicario, which is Tyler Sheridan's thing. So I got a lot of those vibes. I'm like, I'm in. Yeah, this is gonna be pretty dope.
Yeah, I'm excited. I was like, most of the time, as long as it says Taylor Sheridan in front of it, I'm like, I'm going to give it a shot.
Yeah.
There's a good chance there's going to be some bloody shit.
There's like an 80% success rate. Like, even if it's not that good, it's going to be more than good enough.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got?
All right. Here we go. On the scratching my head why front, Expendables 4?
I had no idea.
I had no idea either.
You had any idea?
And then I saw the trailer and I looked at the cast and I'm like, I didn't even know these guys were like Expendables. You know, like what?
Dude. So when it opens up and I was like, is that Megan Fox?
Yeah.
I was like, what?
I don't understand that either.
So they went from Stallone to Megan Fox. We're like, okay. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, okay. She's just playing like Jason Statham's love interest, because he kind of like has like a love interest in one or two of the other films, and he's like, you know, flirty before he goes off to his battle. Yeah. But no, she's like CIA something or other, and she's like maybe badass. His boss or something.
She's and I was a killer.
And then like they show shots of her like in like a halter top and her hair totally down, running through battlefields, like blowing things up. And I'm like, shouldn't you like wear a hairnet or something, lady? You know what I'm saying? Like the whole thing. And I'm like, what the fuck is it? And like, I couldn't help thinking this whole time when I see you like running around, I'm like, dude, if I was in any of those movies and whatever, I would be head to toe double body armor. You know what I mean? And she's like in a fucking like a tank top, like, ooh, like getting a tan while she's out there blowing shit up. I would be head to toe.
Nothing can stop me.
Yeah. And I'd be head to toe, and like the fucking escape helicopter would have landed. They would have all been on it, like waiting, and they'd be like, all right, let's get out of here. Like, we can't. We're still waiting for Andres. And I'd be like waddling my way towards the helicopter because I'd be in like 2 tons of bullet armor, everything. I'd be full armor. You know what I mean? Like, I looked like the kid from the Christmas Story trying to like go up to that battlefield.
What do you think your specialty would be? You know how like there's like the guy, the sniper guy, there's the bomber guy. What do you think you're the knife guy? The knife guy.
There's a lot of appeal to be the guy, the sniper up in the tower who just like, yeah, you guys go do your thing. I'll just read you in. Hey, there's a guy behind you. You know, I think I could do that.
You think so?
I think I could do that. I think I can handle that one. And then like when the helicopter shows up, I just rope down the side of the wall and be the first one in the helicopter and be like, I'll cover you. You know what I mean? I'll be the I'll cover you guy in the back, or I'll be the guy talking. Yeah, I can do that, and I can talk shit about everyone at the same time. Like, oh, look at this asshole.
I think you give me the first kill vibes. Like, who's gonna die first? Oh, that fucking guy right there that doesn't want to do anything. I'm more of the like comic relief guy, so I think I could last halfway through it, and then maybe get taken out like by a crazy explosion.
The comic relief guy, he'll like get horribly injured, but he'll make it to the end and make a joke as he's being like wheeled off to the hospital.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, that guy.
Not in the Expendables. I mean, not in the, what's the other one? Suicide Squad. Remember they killed that guy real quick.
Yeah. That's a whole other franchise, my friend. But yeah, Expendables 4 coming out in theaters. Holy shit.
Yeah. Roll the dice.
Yeah. All right. Next one.
Okay, another one. Here we go. Sympathy for the Devil, starring Nicolas Cage and Joel Kinnaman.
That is a pairing.
First off, I really enjoy a lot of Joel Kinnaman's work. You know, 100%. Like I there hasn't been that many things where I'm like, that sucked. I think he picks good projects. Mm-hmm. So this is at least in the interesting side.
Even if he doesn't have like the project isn't the greatest, he's always very good.
Yeah, he gives it his all. He doesn't mail this shit in.
No. Even in Hannah, the show on Amazon for several seasons, like he's great.
Yeah.
But yeah.
What did you think of the trailer?
Fucking nuts. Nicolas Cage been Nicolas Cage, or just like his line deliveries. I'm like,
oh my God, dude.
What? That's why he makes
and they just took it. Who directed it? Was he the director? Be like, I think we got it on this one.
I didn't like that line. Oh man, this movie looks nuts. Sympathy for the Devil. Go check out the trailer, people, because it'll just be like, all right. Laugh. Yeah. Like, is this a comedy or a thriller or what? Yeah. Anyways, yes.
Yeah, Sympathy for the Devil. July 28th in theaters.
Yeah.
Oof. All right. Moving on. We got Good Omens Season 2 on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
Premiering July 28th.
That's pretty soon.
Yeah, it's going to creep up.
It came out so fast, and it's going to be a short season. I think it said like 6 episodes, and it's based on an idea from Neil Gaiman because there's only one book, and his co-creator passed away, I think like a decade or two ago. So he's just kind of like spiritually making the sequel to it, which is cool. What did you think of the trailer?
Actually, I did not watch the trailer. I didn't really finish the first season. Um, and I don't know. I guess this is not my cup of tea too much. It's a little bit too let's drink some tea, British accent tea, campy, the campiness.
Mm-hmm.
Like I put it with like Doctor Who campiness. People love Doctor Who.
I've never seen it. Yeah.
And it's just like, and I tried watching it, but it's just like, I don't know, man. It's like too nice to be that bad or too nice to be that good. I don't know. It has, it's not, I don't know. It does not interest me.
All right. I'm very excited for the second season. I'm very hopeful. And after watching that trailer, it didn't quite have the feel of the first film. The first film has so much style, or the first season. And we've read the book, and the book has style. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. I don't know. I'm going to try to keep my expectations in check for this one, because I was initially pretty excited.
Yeah.
Now,
you guys loved the first season, right?
Watch it like twice at least. And we bought the book because we were very curious about it. And so this kind of knocked it down a peg or two. I'm like a little like, we'll see. I don't know. It feels a little rushed, but it's not done yet. So we'll see. But man, it's coming out fast. So I'm a little curious if they rushed it or something. But fingers crossed. And that's the 28th, which is like a couple days after the Comic-Con ends, which is like, they're going to have a big presence there. So we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed.
I'm sure they're going to have a whole side of the building covered in Good Omens season 2.
Amazon likes to spend money, so we'll see.
Yeah, they do. They don't know what to do with all that money, man. They just be throwing this shit away.
Just don't give it to the writers, apparently. Let's rent a yacht and have parties at the Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Hey, real quick, speaking, I guess this will go into news and tidbits. The strike, news and tidbits, the strike is still going on, for the writers and stuff like that. And I kind of feel like the directors kind of did him dirty, man.
I don't understand the politics of all of it. I wish I had a better insight, but it seems like the directors, they settled with the quickness.
Yeah. And I feel like they have power, and they caved. They caved. I feel like they caved. Maybe they got what they wanted, but at the same time, I think they should have like kind of held the line with the writers for
a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Didn't even like.
It wasn't even like a threat. It was just like, we're gonna go on strike unless you give us your thing. This one thing. Here you go. Okay, cool. And it's like, that was it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like when you ask for a salary you think is maybe too high, and they immediately go, yeah, sure. And you're like, shit, I should ask for more.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've number one, there's way less directors than there are writers. For every writer, for every director on the show, there's probably like 5 to 7 writers at least.
Yeah.
And then the actors are up next, and there's like dozens of them, probably hundreds for every director. So I mean, the numbers are there. Plus, directors are very well paid. They're like top of the top, so they don't have a whole lot to complain about, I think. I don't know. Yeah. And also,
work doesn't really start till they get there, like.
Yeah. And then also I read somewhere that the directors are also very management level, and they're very close to the studio. Like they have a very, very close relationship with the studio. So it makes sense that they don't want to rock the boat. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know.
It just seemed odd, I feel like they could have done a little bit more.
I agree. Like if they held out literally for like a week, everything would have been over already for everybody. Yeah,
they were like, oh shit, we need people to make this stuff.
Yeah. But yeah.
Okie dokie. Moving on. All right, are you ready? I need you to take a seat. Okay, because we got to make sure that this doesn't affect us too much. But Tom Holland is thinking about taking a year off acting.
Yeah.
So are you okay with that news? Are you okay?
Me?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Shit. Who gives a fuck, bro? Like, some people like Denzel go 2 years and I'm like, without making something. Or you know what I'm saying? Like big names. What's the last Brad Pitt movie? The Bullet Train? He does like maybe every 1.5 years he does one. You know what I'm saying? Before that, it was 19 was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and Tom Holland, like, who is he? I'm gonna take a year off of that. That's newsworthy.
I think it would only be really newsworthy if they announced the next Spider-Man is going to start filming next week, and he's like, "Nah, let's wait a year. I just want to go chill." That would be fucking news.
Yeah,
but I mean, especially when like Miles Morales is flying high right now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? People are just like clamoring for that. And after the last Spider-Man film, I know it was like the biggest Spider-Man film money-wise, but for me, it was the least. It was like I didn't enjoy it. I was pretty disappointed.
Has anybody out there rewatched the last Spider-Man, No Way Home? Is that what it's called, No Way Home?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people loved it the first watch, and what I've been hearing is the second watch, where I'm like, oh yeah, you see all the flaws, and you start seeing like, yeah, that wasn't smart, this and that. You get over the
excitement.
Yeah, the excitement and then the casting, the stunt casting, and what would be the other thing? The fanboy service.
Yeah,
so we'll see.
Didn't work.
And are we sure Tom Holland is good?
They there's been several articles in the last few weeks because he's been talking about this, and they're saying outside of like the MCU, and he's only had one mild hit, which is Uncharted. Other than that, they listed like half his other projects aren't critical or box office. Like they don't do well.
Yeah.
I think he's great as Spider-Man. So clearly the dude can act. It's just he needs the right project, I guess. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't get it.
All right, man. I'm done with Tom Holland. Speaking of something that is good all the time, and it did decide to take a year off, but now they're back, is What We Do in the Shadows, season 5.
Yes.
Are you excited or what?
Fucking last season was like probably an MVP season. Like they were just on fire. Just bang, 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 cooking. Bang. Yes. And they renewed it early, and it was cool. It's not a yearly cycle. It's like more like 14 to 16 months after each one they release, which is cool. It means they're not like rushing them. Like they're ready when they're ready. The turkey will tell you. So, dude, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I know. July 13th. One thing I did notice on the poster is that they put that girl Shaw. Is her first name Kristen?
Kristen Shaw.
She must be like a regular cast member now.
They made her a regular
that's pretty cool.
last season, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, when she first showed up, I'm like, oh shit, she's hilarious. And then they were like, we agree, full-time staff. I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah. And I've tried to get you to watch Bob's Burgers, but she plays one of the characters in Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, yeah.
She's the one with the funny ears and stuff.
I need to get back into it.
But yeah, man, a big fan. So looking forward to What We Do in the Shadows.
July 13th. That's not far away. It's 1 month. That's 4 weeks, dude. 4 weeks.
Yeah, we're almost there.
Yeah. All right, what else we got?
Okay. When the Spider-Verse was released, there were some issues apparently with the sound.
Apparently. Yeah, there's always articles saying that Sony sent an updated audio track to the film because the mix was drowning out the voices or some shit during, I don't know if it's battles or music. It just wasn't balanced as best. And they got a lot of complaints apparently. And so they just fixed it. And I don't know.
I didn't notice anything.
Well, you probably got the fixed version. We'll see. Yeah. But at the same time, here's another interesting piece of news. In like the 7 or 8 days Spider-Verse has been out, the sequel, it already made more money than the first one did in its entire run. So this film's going to make like 2 to 3 times what the first one did.
Wow.
So that's pretty cool.
I want to go watch it again. I want to go watch it on this first time I didn't watch it on IMAX, but now I want to watch it on IMAX and be like, well, I don't know if it's going to be on there because all these other movies are coming out.
Just get rattled around. Tom Cruise is going to have something to say about that, sir. So you might want to check it out.
Oh, well, he has to talk to Christopher Nolan first.
Oh, that's right. Whew, I think the feeling is Cruise is going to be tap dancing all over Oppenheimer. But we'll see. We'll see.
Well, I don't know because I read that Christopher Nolan shot on IMAX film.
Oh yeah.
So
he might get priority.
Yeah.
He might.
They're kind of like semi-partners. So they might get. That's why Tom Cruise is throwing a hissy fit. Why are they showing more Oppenheimer than my movie? Why does he have more theaters?
They should just split it and like let the audience vote. You know what I mean? See what happens. Yeah. I don't know. All right, what else we got next?
Next, we got Ryan Reynolds will star for the directors of Dungeons and Dragons and Game Night for a movie called Mayday.
Yeah, they didn't say what it's about, but dude, it's Ryan Reynolds and Kenneth Branagh, which is an odd choice, but those directors, man, they're hitting good. Like they do some funny stuff, and their budgets get bigger and their films get bigger.
Yeah, I didn't know there was two. I thought it was just one.
No, they're a pair. They're a writing pair and the writing and directing pair. Like sometimes they'll write scripts together. Like they wrote the first Spider-Man. What was it called? No Way Home. Homecoming. They wrote Homecoming, which is I think great script. And they went off and directed their own stuff. So that's cool. Mayday. Looking forward to that. It's going to be a few years. Oh, it's for Apple, so that'll be kind of cool.
Yeah, I'm down. I like both of their movies, so yeah. Next up, Creepy Corner, the house. Yeah, what's up with this, man? Leprechaun. They're gonna make a Leprechaun again,
dude. I had to read that. Apparently, I read like they've made 8 or 9 Leprechauns. Did you know they made 8 or 9 Leprechauns?
I knew 7 at least.
Wasn't there like Leprechaun in space?
I don't know.
There's gold in space, right? Rainbows. Isn't that how it works?
I mean, to be honest, I've only seen one, so I don't know.
I think I saw Leprechaun in the Hood just because I had to, because you're like, dude, you just gotta be like, this is gonna be a train wreck. Let's check it out.
Yeah.
But their first film was Jennifer Aniston's feature film debut.
I remember looking at the poster, the box at the video rental, Leprechaun, and then she's there. I'm like, ooh, there might be potential for some skin in this one. And then produced by, it's gonna be the producer Barbarian, which I loved. I loved Barbarian last year.
I liked it. I didn't love it. I think the potential was there, but I can see. I loved the ambition, like what he was. I love it that it was so different. So if they do something different with this film, like cool.
Yeah.
And they took it seriously. So I was like, all right. They put in the work. And if they put in the work for this one, sure, why not?
So yeah, I'm excited, man. I'll watch it. We'll see how it goes and stuff. And I wonder if it's going to be like CG or if they're going to use actual actors for it.
I wonder if he's going to ride a tricycle in this one around.
Yeah. I mean, the more movies that came out, the hokier or
they knew what they were doing.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Moving on to what we watched when we watched some stuff.
Yeah. Like you were just talking about. Fire away, sir.
All right. I watched this past weekend with the family. We went to watch Across the SPIDERVERSE, Spider-Man.
And man, this is a non-spoiler review.
Non-spoiler review. I thought it was amazing. And I think better than the first one, maybe. I don't know. It's amazing. That's my favorite movie of the year.
Wow.
I don't know. It just to me, it was like almost living, breathing art as you're watching it. Like it's a story and you're watching the film and stuff like that. But like I was, so at some points I was focusing on the background because it was just beautiful. And at some points everything's really in your face too. So it's back and forth and stuff. And I remember the first title of the movie was Across the Spider-Verse Part 1. And then they changed it because it said there was going to be 2 back to back. So that's one of the criticisms that the film has gotten, that it's kind of like only one part. So, going into it, you just got to, know that there's not going to be a final resolution because it's part 1.
Yeah, I heard about that. And I think they're changing the titles. That's why they changed. They already announced, I think, the second title. I forgot what it was of the third film. But I don't give a shit. I'm there. Hopefully, I don't know, watch it soon enough. I'm excited you got to watch it.
It's amazing, bro. It's one of those like, oh yeah, moments when you go to the movies that you're like, oh yeah, I went to watch that. Like you remember. Some of them are like whatever. I went to watch a movie, but this is one of those I think landmark. I missed the first one in the theater, so maybe I'm just catching up to it.
Yeah.
But this one was crazy.
It's probably gonna be the same way. I watched the first one in the theaters, and I might end up missing this one.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. But I'm like, fuck. Either way, it's an instant purchase. Like get into my mailbox, Blu-ray. All right. Anything else you want to add?
On. No, too many goodies. I'll wait to watch it, I guess.
Okay, cool.
But go watch it.
We'll gush together. All right, what else we got?
We got Arnold, the Arnold Schwarzenegger documentary on Netflix. It's only 3 episodes. I watched 2. You watched 2.
Oh, I thought it was like 4. It's only 3?
Yeah, it's only 3.
Oh, well, shit. Okay. Yeah, we watched the first 2 episodes. I thought I was halfway there. That's cool.
You're more than halfway there, but you're a quitter.
So,
Mr. Quit.
I'm just I kind of wanted to leave it at its height, or his movie career. And he's going to go into his like political career, which was kind of a train wreck. And then other incidents in his personal life that also train wrecks. And I don't want to, I'm kind of good. It was like a walk down memory lane with his film stuff. And the bodybuilding stuff, which is most of the first episode, was like totally fascinating. Because I forget, he was like the #1 bodybuilder in the world for like 5 years, like straight, just a reigning champ. And he was the guy. And it was like something I really didn't think about because growing up, he to me was like the Terminator. You know what I mean? He wasn't like Mr. Buffman. And you go into like his exploits of like how he took bodybuilding from a smaller sport to like a big mainstream sport. And like, geez, like he did so much for all these folks. Like you don't even realize that's like one of his first big endeavors before he gets into movies.
Yeah.
But how are you about his journey and his backstory and him going home, like his little village? Like it puts so much in perspective.
Yeah. First, let me start off with like, I fucking hate when you quit shit and you don't watch the stuff. And it's like, if they didn't want us to see it, they wouldn't put it on there. Like Quentin Tarantino, if it's in the frame, I want you to see it. And I'm like, they gave us 3 episodes. Fucking watch 3 episodes, bro.
All right, I'll watch it.
But anyways, you quitter. Anyways, back to the question at hand. I thought it was interesting. He was like single-minded goal. I'm going to get to America. And that was like, dude, it's like the motivation or the dedication, everything that he had like to commit to that was crazy.
What's crazy is like, I think he still has that same like whatever that thing was, it is still like that machine is still churning inside him right now. It's not missed a beat. You're like, holy shit, the way he talks about it, the way he did and how he talks about it, how he still wants to do shit. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
That thing is eternal.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed him talking about it. I enjoyed him feeding his donkeys or all that shit, his animals in the yard. And I think he kind of showed that he had respect for every step that he took. So every step forward that he took, it was just another stepping stone for him to achieve whatever. Maybe he didn't. Like he knew he wanted to be somewhere, but maybe he didn't have a final end game of like where he was going to end up. And maybe he still doesn't. And that's why he's still going. Because he would just, all I knew that I need to get to America and this is what I need to do this and do that. Man, it was crazy. I enjoyed all of it. I'm curious to see what they're going to show us in the next episode because we know that, you know, he was just shitty governor or this and that, whatever you decide that he did, we know it. And I kind of want to know if he he's like, yeah, do you know what? They fucked up and blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, yeah, the maid was right there. And I said, fuck it. Did you ever see the bit that Bill Burr had about, he's like, why wouldn't he do it? He's been crushing it. That's a layup. You know, like he kind of could have gotten away with it. And I want to know what if he talks about it, like, yeah, you know what? I was really drunk. Blah, blah, blah. You know, I don't know what he's going to say. So, I mean, I'm curious. Maybe he doesn't say anything. Maybe he starts crying before Maria. I don't know. Who knows?
I guess we'll find out. We'll watch it together, and we'll talk about it maybe next week. I don't know.
Yeah, and then I'll be like, I'm gonna duck on your face, and like, oh, you see, puta, we should have watched it.
He cried. Right. He cried.
Yeah. Get to the chopper, bitch.
Yeah, I'm not really. I'm curious. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's still like charismatic as ever, man.
Yeah. He hasn't lost it.
But yeah, it's a really well done documentary. I mean, it's pretty insightful, and there's so much footage of like his younger years. I'm like, God damn, there's so much footage. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
You know what was really cool? When him and Stallone got interviewed, and they started talking about like their rivalry, and Stallone's like, you know what? He was bigger and he was better.
Yeah.
And that was really cool for them to like just be like, hey, this is what's what. Because I remember back in the day, like they were not buddies.
No. And I also like when he talked about, oh, I wasn't just going to take any role. I'm not here to be a character actor. I'm going to be a star, you know, like, because he had his finances in order. I was already a millionaire. I didn't need to take no roles or anything like that. So, good for him. He stuck it out till he got what he wanted. And I liked when him and James Cameron coming on and talking about the script for the Terminator and everything, and how he didn't want to be a villain and all that stuff, all that behind the scenes, pull the curtain behind whatever, all that stuff was really cool.
Yeah, their thought process was like, wow, there's so much going on. The one thing I say, we'll talk about it later. But yeah, we'll get into a little bit more during the third one because I want to see what else they say.
Yeah.
You convinced me. All right.
Yeah.
What we got next?
Moving on. Sweet Tooth. Season 2 on Netflix.
Yeah, it dropped like a month ago or something.
Yeah.
And it was a little under the radar. They should have promoted it more. I don't know why they didn't. But Christina and I watched the whole season over the last like 2 weeks. And we never really talked about it here too much, but we got through it. And overall is good. I don't think it's as good as the first one because it was a much smaller scale season. And I think they had to do with the budget maybe or something like that because they were like in 2 or 3 locations, the majority of like 10 episodes or 8 episodes. I thought that was kind of a lot. The first season, they're like just traveling and you're meeting people and you're all over the country and countryside. I don't know, there's like trains and fucking trucks and you're just all over the place. Like you're in different locations with different characters you're meeting for like one episode and you're moving on. I'm like, this is cool. In this one, they're kind of like isolated to a couple different locations through the whole time. But they do move the story forward. It clearly is working towards an ending. They're doing a season 3, which they already shot apparently at the same time as 2, and it's going to be the last season. So they're kind of working towards it.
That's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, check out Sweet Tooth season 2. The first half of the season is a little repetitive, but it's still fun. It looks really good. It's really well shot. The visual effects are good. The characters are kind of, likable and fun, and you feel them. And a couple of things happen there, surprises. You're like, oh shit. And then there you go. It's definitely worth checking out.
I love the first season, so it's just one of those things that haven't gotten around to it.
Yeah, well, when you watch it, maybe we'll discuss it a little more in depth, spoiler wise.
Sounds good. All right. Here we go. Double dipping into Creepy Corner. We're back, baby. You watched Scream from 2022 and Scream 6.
Yeah.
2023.
Is that what it is? Scream 6? Okay.
Yeah, Scream 5 and Scream 6. I'm like, I'm reading the document. I'm like, that's not the right number.
Because they wrote, what was it? Scream. The Scream 5, they just called it Scream, which fucking totally threw me off. So I was calling it Scream 22 because it's the year it came out.
Yeah.
And but before we start, let me ask you: does this qualify as a creepy corner film?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a slasher film.
Okay.
Slash and dash, baby.
Okay.
He's got some crazy kills, So yeah, dude, it's a slasher film. Slasher films totally qualify as creepy corner.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about in general, and then we'll get into spoilers for both. In general,
all right.
What did you think? So let's talk about Scream 5. Let's call Scream 5 for right now.
Yeah.
How did you like it?
I liked it enough where it got me engaged into the waiting for the next one because usually I'm not a big let's get the old gang together from the first one and I feel like that had run its course, but they needed to kill some people, so they brought some people along for the original cast and
along with the new cast.
But I like the new generation more. Because I was done with the old cast,
Yeah. I mean, shit, it's forever long ago. It just doesn't work. But I mean, for the premise, but the new cast made it work. And I liked Scream 5. I was surprised. I'm like, this is pretty good. It's not like amazing. I don't know if I'd rewatch it. I really liked the introduction of like the main character, whose name escapes me, but Melissa Barrera I liked her a lot. She just like fit right in there. I thought she did great. And the cast they put her with was really good too, for the most part, I think, for Scream 5. And the ending, kind of came to a satisfying ending, which we'll get into later. And then that leads into Scream 6. What are your thoughts?
General thoughts, I liked it a lot. It reminded me of the first one a lot because they made a point to focus on talking about the rules of like, oh, what you do in a scary movie, don't do this in a scary movie. So like, that's a rule, don't do that. So I found myself engaged with the film where like they're doing shit on screen and I'm yelling at the screen, hey, fucking run, like rule 5, like get out of here,
like,
so
what are you doing?
Yeah, you know the rules. So the whole rule thing was kind of cool and it was a fresh take for me. And I also liked that it was in New York City. So I like the new scenery.
That too.
I like the new scenery. So yeah, it's cool.
What's kind of cool, just a slight fun fact, the house from the original Scream is only like an hour north of me. Apparently they filmed it there. I was like, well, I had no idea until I looked it up like a week or two ago after when I watched the Scream 5. And I was like, wait, that looks like, where did they film that? And they're like, oh shit, it's up here. So that was kind of cool. But overall, Scream 6, my impressions, I really liked it overall. I was like, this is structurally what was happening in the set pieces. Like, this is how you elevate that genre or that story. You know what I mean? That a lot more moving pieces and literally, like, it's just a lot more going on. Dense buildings of like, you don't know what the fuck. They put it during Halloween, so you're like, shit. So it was pretty cool. Like overall, like I thought this definitely elevated. Like it elevated the way Scream 5 didn't really, you know what I mean? Like that was like a nice warm up to this. And I was like, great job.
And the kills in Scream 6 were
way better.
A step up too. I was like, whoa, they're going for it.
Yeah, so I want to talk about that in the spoilers too. But spoiler time? Oh, hey, okay, wait. Before we get into spoilers, I do have one question for you. And I was watching like the first Scream 5, and I started asking myself this question: Jenna Ortega overrated?
I guess I'm trying to process the question because I don't think she's has that much space in my mind for me to give an answer. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So like I don't know, like how big is she to people?
I don't know, man. You see her name all over the place, right? And you're like, oh wow. Yeah. I guess because of the Wednesday. But I was watching Scream, which I think Scream 5, which came out well before Wednesday, or at least 6 months before. And like I thought was the weakest of her performance, was the weakest of everyone. Like it just didn't seem right. Like I don't think it was written that much different. It just kind of felt like
which one?
Scream 5. Like her performance was not there. It was like a little off-putting. Like it just wasn't, her deliveries and everything were just kind of like, And in the sixth one, she got better, but she still was like the weakest, I think, of the batch. Because that was a good batch of actors, man. I like all those actors that they hired. And I thought she was just still kind of like, not quite there yet. And so maybe, I don't know, maybe she kills it in Wednesday. I didn't really, the show was fine.
We watched a few episodes that I agree with you, it was fine. But maybe it's not for us.
No, it's definitely not. It's definitely not. There's people who love it, and that's cool. But but I was like, I just don't understand. Like, but anyways, go ahead.
But the fandom, I'm talking about like the fandom for her, for Jenna Ortega, is probably not for us. Maybe
probably
we're
not.
too.
Yeah, we don't
too
wear
old,
like
too salty.
We don't wear those little backpacks that are like enough for like a coin purse or something on our back, where there's like more.
But we can talk about her sister in the movie for sure.
Maybe.
What was her name? Melissa Barrera?
Barrera, yeah. We'll talk offline. All right, let's get into spoilers, because I was literally writing down a list when I was watching this stuff. This is one of the first times I just had a notepad near me, and I kept to ask myself a question like, what the fuck? During some stuff. But all right, cool. So spoilers. Get ready for some fast forwarding. All right. Okay, scrape. The one thing that kind of bothered me, right? At the very end, again, fuckers, this is spoiler territory. This is the when both killers get revealed.
Yeah.
When one of them turns out to be one of their friends, who's like a woman that weighs what, maybe 80 pounds at most. Yeah. I was like, wait, whoa. I was trying to do the math in my head. I'm like, okay, so she was the one that killed and did this other stuff. I'm like, but she weighs 80 pounds. How is she throwing around these giant dudes? And I was like, trying to do the math on this. But I just tried to back off. I just thought that was a little like, it's a bit of a stretch. You couldn't have hired maybe like someone bigger. Like it just felt like, hey guys, I'm gonna kill you. I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, was she wearing fucking high heels and boots? I don't know. That was kind of, and then like getting shot and like, were they wearing body? I'm like, dude, that would break every bone in her insides. Anyways, but I thought that was a little weird. And I was like,
Yeah. I thought she was just like, man, she definitely ate all her spinach. She's strong.
Yeah.
She will not stay down. Like, I just kept like, after a while, I'm like, this ain't over. She's going to get back up. How many times did they kill her? It was like,
they like melted it was kind of like,
maybe she's possessed. I don't know.
But yeah, I was like, okay. All right. Going with it. Whatever. It's Scream.
They're going for it.
And the fun part of Scream was always trying to figure out, they did it. Oh, they're the killer. They're the killer.
Yeah.
No, definitely they're the killer.
Yeah.
I got the dude right pretty early on. I'm like, yeah, it's got to be. But another thing, like, okay, this one also felt like you talked about her like lack of tension. It didn't have like as much tension. It was like the same thing. Like someone was always in a doorway or a hallway, and that was it. And then and like there was almost no tension with like the kills. They would literally jump out, they would struggle over the knife for like 30 seconds, and then the victim would get stabbed. That was like every fucking kill. And I was like, that's it. It's not very creative. So I thought that was kind of stupid. And like the Dewey killing, I'm like, you got a gun. Why are you walking up next to the dude with the knife? Like, stand like 20 feet away and just shoot him for like 20 minutes. Whatever, man. Who gives a shit?
Like that. The Dewey character, that's one of the characters that kind of bugged me from like the beginning. I'm like, how is this fucking guy made it through all these movies? This guy and he's a cop? I'm like, and then I think one little thing that took me out from Scream 5 is that every time I would see Dewey and what's his name? Cox?
Gale?
Yeah, Gale. Every time I was just like, oh man, they're divorced. I wonder how they're doing with the kids and in real life and shit.
Oh, that's right.
I just kept thinking about their real life problems and stuff. And I'm like, that's gotta be weird. And then they had a romance on the film too. So they had to like deal with that. So it was like the real life and how it imitated art. It was interesting, but at the same time, I was like, oh man, that's gotta be awkward as fuck. And now he's gonna die and blah blah blah.
die in like the dumbest way possible. And I'm trying to do the math in my head. That was the woman who somehow who put the knife and like lifted this dude who's like at least 50 pounds more than him, lifted him off the ground with like a knife. I'm like, okay. Eating that spinach with that while wearing bulletproof armor, apparently. Anyways.
Yeah, maybe the mask gives you superpower.
It must be. And I thought that was those were my only things, and it was cool. And I liked how it ended at the original house. I thought that was a nice touch, and how they made her the daughter of one of the original killers, and she kind of had that little crazy enough in her eyes. I'm like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So all those little touches, man, it totally made it enjoyable, which leads us to Scream 6.
Yeah.
How did you like the opening scene?
I loved it. I was like, yeah, we're fucking going, dude. We're going and we're gonna murder some people.
Not just that. But go ahead.
And and I like the whole sequence in the apartment when then the guy, was like, it kind of like it was a misdirect right off the beginning. So I loved it. I
was like, as soon as he stabbed her, I'm like, damn. And I like how it's crazy in an alley. You're like, fuck. And then when he reveals his face, and I was like, immediately, they've never done that before. And I was like, oh shit. And then I was like, wait a minute. He might not be an actual an official Ghostface guy. He's just a fucking imitator. And I'm like, oh, that's fucking crazy. Like, what if this movie has a bunch of those? And then you realize, like, what if Ghostface is going to kill him and set him up? That's exactly what fucking happened. I was like, oh, this is awesome. Yeah. Like, when I guess about something and it happens, like, right there, I'm like, this movie's going to be good.
Yeah.
And they did it. And I was like, this is fucking cool. Like, they're going to do some, like, rule bending. And I thought it was, that was dope. That was dope.
Yeah, and they're all in film class and all this other shit. Yeah, all those little things are like Easter eggy, kind of like nerd shit, Mm-hmm. Like it just keeps feeding the vibe. You're like, oh yeah, I like it.
I thought it was pretty cool, and how the internet starts blaming. I can't believe I forgot the main character. Like, she's the real killer. I'm like, that dumbass internet is at it again.
Yeah,
and I'm like, that felt real. You know what I mean? So I was like, damn, that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, instantaneous too. They showed it that it just, once one phone goes off, all the phones go off, and you're like, oh shit, it's happening in real time.
And then those are all the positives. I thought it was really cool. But then there are so many stretches of things in this film that kind of bother me. But I like the film more than enough. I'm like, I let it all go, but I still have all these funny ass notes. I'm like, all right, ready for this? Dude, if you've been hunted, wouldn't you own like a gun at this point? Like, have some shooting classes, some kind of safety, anything at this point? Like, these are the most unarmed humans that you'll ever meet.
Yeah. Bro, I think there's two ways of thinking. Like, some people do choose to be prey like this, and then you got Sarah Connor.
Oh, Sarah Connor. She's a prepper.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It changed her a little bit. So DNA got mixed up. You know what I'm saying? So some of us are just like, hey, we just go with the flow. And then we got Sarah Connor. So, we got two kinds of people.
Like it was like, damn, maybe a couple of gun safety courses, something, some armor, maybe like a knife in your back pocket at any point ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how many scenes after they've been hunted like halfway through the film, dude? I'd be like, do like Rambo with fucking bullets strapped around my chest and like, fuck you.
Like, like, who has keys to the apartment? Like, everybody? The whole borough? Like, everybody has a key to the apartment? It was crazy.
But yeah, I'm like, dude, I'd have like a baseball bat, like Negan, covered in barbed wire, just for safety. Like, it's something. Like, what would you do? What would you have?
Crossbow. I don't know.
Oh, crossbow. That's pretty good. It probably takes a long time to
reload. But well, the new ones are pretty easy to load. So, I'm not talking about no, I would just need a lot of arrows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And also, okay, here's the other one for New York City. Does New York City just not have any police officers anymore? Because holy shit, they're like running around and having shootouts in the middle of fucking New York City and stabbings and blood everywhere. Not a cop to be found anywhere. I was like, all right.
You're nitpicking right now.
I know. I told you I'm going to get all nitpicky. Here's the other one. At the very end, I was like, oh my God, I almost started dying at this point. When it's time to go to battle, they're both wearing like leather type jackets. I'm like, okay, that may be helpful when you're about to go fucking toe to toe with Ghostface.
Yeah.
No, they take their fucking leather jackets off to be wearing tank tops and be like, okay, let's start fighting. I was like, what the fuck?
They had to make sure that they're fluid, flexible.
Something. And like, also talk about fluids. How many people get stabbed the shit out of them in this film? Like blood everywhere and don't die. Like in the first Scream movie, if you get stabbed, you're dead. This one, several people get the shit stabbed out, like fucking like carved up, and they're like, they're fine. And then they literally like hours later, one of the characters shows back up after having the entire knife shoved through her entire midsection and jabbed all over. She shows up wearing like a little Band-Aid and she's like running to her friends. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you're not going to be able to sit up for at least 2 months, lady. Like, holy shit.
I think they just got their second win, bro. You're overreacting. I like this more than when the people like they have a shootout and they get clipped once and they're done. I'm like, dude, they just got you on the shoulder. You're not dead. Get up. You know?
They got the fucking shit stabbed out of them.
Yeah, they're good. Like, walk it off.
I was like, God damn.
I like that they walked it off.
But yeah, it was funny and like, oh man. And they didn't know what they were doing. They just kept like, hey, let's go lock ourselves in this fucking murder palace. It'll be fun, right?
That's why like you kept screaming at the movie. I enjoyed it. I'm like, what are you doing? That doesn't make any sense. But that's the fun part.
It is the funner part. Like, oh my God, it was really funny. Yeah, rule 23, I wrote that down. Ladies can only wear a halter top or tank top while being chased in a hallway.
There you go.
Yeah, let's lock ourselves in a murder room. That sounds good. And I like to misdirect with the murdered daughter. Like, goddamn, to cover him. They threw it through a fucking door and she played dead. Like that. Yeah. And then she showed up later. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a stretch saying they're like the family of the dude from the last film. And I'm like, all right, whatever. And like Mr. Cop is like, I'm cool with my son being a serial killer. Like, yeah, that's a stretch.
There's daddy issues to go around, I think.
Yeah. But overall, it was fun.
Yeah, that's all we needed to be fun. Yeah. We're not going to send it to the Criterion Collection, you know, anytime soon or anything. Yeah. Or, you know, the Library of Congress or anything.
It's just cool. Yeah, it's cool that it's still going. And it's like, cool, good for them. And I like the new cast. They're all fun.
Yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah. I'm surprised. I was like, all right, Paramount. I got Paramount taking advantage.
There you go.
All right. Anything else to add?
No, I'm good, man. I'm just happy you enjoyed it. And the kills were cool. And I think the cast was great. So we'll see what they do. If they do another one, I'm assuming they do. I heard it was successful.
I think this movie made more than any other Scream ever. So I think, and it's probably horror films aren't that expensive.
Yeah.
So they're going to like sign us up.
Yeah. I just want to give a quick shout out on Peacock. The guy that wrote the original movie has a movie called Sick, which is a slasher film too. And that movie was really good, dude. It was really good. If you like this one, you'll like that one.
All right.
And the only thing that maybe it's a turn off for people is that it's set during the pandemic. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's going to be like, it's like, it's kind of like a plot device that they use in the film. Okay. So, you know,
I've seen I've seen two.
Don't want to watch that shit.
Yeah, I've seen two. Like Love Life has an episode with it, and it's handled so fucking well. Season 2, and there was something else that was actually really handled really well, and I was like, they're doing a good job, like incorporating it. Boy, yeah, I hear you. It wasn't. You didn't want to watch like fucking Contagion in March 2020.
Yeah. What are you doing to yourself? This is the scariest movie of all time. Yeah, motherfucker.
It's a documentary, asshole. Oh.
Go to the grocery store. No.
Stands
Oh
within
my
6 feet of
goodness.
someone, might as well be Ghostface at that point.
Yeah. Why are all the shelves empty?
At least Ghostface is wearing a mask.
That's true.
All right, let's get out of it.
All right. All right, moving on. New to the list.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. New to the list. First, we got John Wick 4. Just came out on Blu-ray today, sir. Did it get delivered already?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm surprised you're not showing it to me. Be like, shh. I can't wait till you watch it. But you got to do me a favor, man. You got to do me a favor.
Okay.
One sitting, dude. One sitting.
Dude, it's 3 fucking hours. And here's the other thing. Like, this is going to sound silly. I want to watch it at night. Like, I want it to be dark because it looks gorgeous. I want all the detail. I want everything. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's going to be a long evening. I don't know. Like, I want to watch it in one sitting. So we'll see how this goes. But I am super hyped. It's still sitting at like a 94 Rotten Tomatoes. Like, that is fan-fucking-tastic. For a John Wick film? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, they did something right. I'm excited.
It's 2 hours and 49 minutes, but who's counting?
Yeah. Who needs it? Very excited. All right. What's the next thing?
All right. It's almost time for Righteous Gemstones to come out, man. I'm so excited.
I'm free. I have no idea what the season's about. I don't need to. I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
Yeah. So excited to see all the dumb gemstones.
Nede? Come on, Nede.
Uncle Billy Bob. Baby Billy Bob.
Baby Billy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I'm excited.
Man, it's going to be... you don't realize you need the gemstones in your life until you have the gemstones in your life.
Yeah.
It's so damn funny.
Yeah. It's perfect time for everybody to catch up. If you guys don't watch that, please check it out.
HBO. And it's cool because the first season is also different from the second season. Like storylines. Like you're like, all right, it's not like repeated. They just go into all new fucking bullshittery.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny. One more thing I wanted to add to the list that I haven't added yet. Flaming Hot. It just dropped on Hulu and Disney.
Yeah.
And short funny story is we were trying to wind down last night and we put it on like late. Like we just wanted to watch a little something just to kind of take the edge off and just go to sleep.
Yeah.
And this film was so engaging. We just kept going. We went way past our fucking good, healthy sleep time hours because we couldn't turn it off. It was so damn engaging. And I'm excited for you to check it out. And maybe next week we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
We didn't finish it. We almost got close to finishing before I'm like, fuck, we got to go to bed. But man, Flaming Hot.
That's cool. I want to check it out. And you said it's a family movie, so that's
it's
cool.
It's not like 100%, but it's very family friendly. Like it's on Disney, so you'll be fine. And damn, cool. and the brown pride there is dripping with brown pride. It's so good. Like there's nothing bad about this film. So definitely check that out. And
looking forward to it. All right. Moving on to our double feature. And in honor of Arnold, the man.
Arnold.
We got a double feature. And disclaimer, I'm gonna take my beloved Predator out of this because Predator's in my top 5 movies of all time. But so I won't be picking that. I'm gonna pick something different. And I think it's gonna surprise you.
Okay. No, good. You go first. You surprised me, man. I've got like 2 picks, so I'm good. But there's so many to talk about.
All right, and I'm prepared to defend this to the end. So I'm prepared for you to start talking shit.
Good.
And doing your thing, but here we go. I got Terminator, Dark Fate 2019, aka the Mexican Terminator. Yeah, that's what I got. So go fuck yourself.
Why?
What are you gonna pick? Because it's amazing. It's awesome.
What?
Let me guess. You quit that movie? No. I knew that.
I already watched it. I just don't even remember what happened in that movie for the most part.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it has a 70% on Rotten Tomatoes, 8 out of 10 on IGN. So it's not a bad movie. You just want to be a little sucker ass sucker. That's fine.
I think that one's also a little trickier because it's like he almost isn't the star in that film. You know what I mean?
He is not the star.
Which is they did that right because they played an older
He's old as
Terminator, and I think that movie was somewhat better. Didn't we review it? I don't remember. I just remember I had some of the issues that I had with it. I thought it could have been better in so many little areas that could have fixed the tone of the film. Like too much of the film I thought took place during the day, versus if you watch like Terminator 2, like 90% of the film takes place at night and it has like that feel to it. Like,
I think you were remembering Terminator 2 wrong. There's plenty of daytime Terminator 2.
No, there is, but all the really memorable shit's at night. But anyways,
Terminator 2, man.
I thought
82% audience score. See, so I'm not wrong.
That deserves like a 90. But that was almost.
No, I'm talking about Dark Fate. Dark Fate's got an 82 for fan score.
It wasn't bad, and don't get me wrong, it's not a bad film. I just thought
your face looked sour when I said it
because there's other fucking better choices.
Yeah, but everybody's seen those. I'm trying to recommend something that maybe nobody gave a chance. Like, give this shit a chance.
If that's a great movie. That's the criteria, then I totally get it.
Yeah, I mean, who hasn't seen True Lies or Total Recall or all these other, great movies?
Okay. All right. Well, anyways, my pick is True Lies. I love True Lies just because he was on his down. Like, he had a tough beat before that film. Like, fuck, is Arnold done? Like, he had, what was it called? The Last Action Hero. Yeah. Not a great film. Like, he was defeated. He even talks about it in the documentary. And then he comes back with James Cameron with True Lies. And I was like, fuck. And I remember seeing in the theaters, like, because Arnold was a thing back then. You just see this big guy fall. And he comes back with this thing swinging. And I was like, holy shit, he's back. Like, he is clicking. That film clicks. And one of the reasons I also chose it, because it shows off his comedic side and his action side.
100%.
This is like the most you see of both of those two worlds colliding. And it's so well done. You're like, fuck, this is like flawlessly smooth. Like, for an action film, I'll watch that film all the time. Like, that film is just fucking bananas good. For everyone. Like, everyone likes that film. Like, it's got something for everybody. And then Jamie Lee Curtis is fucking badass.
Iconic.
Yeah, it's so cool. But
Bill Paxton throwing in some heat. Iconic.
The other film, all right, here's the other film that if I had to do like more of his lesser known ones, I really enjoyed Eraser for the most part. Like, I was surprised how like that film's pretty hardcore at times. You're like, this is a tough film. And it's not one of his bigger, more traditional.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty fucking cool, like, smaller, quote unquote, Arnold film. Like, he did that a couple of years after True Lies. I'm like, this is some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Just ignore the alligator scene. You'll be all right.
my short list was Terminator Dark Fate, and then Kindergarten Cop, and Jingle All the Way. Boom.
I was going with Total Recall.
Yeah. You ever seen Jingle All the Way?
Unfortunately.
23. You sour puss fucking bastard. Wait, unfortunately. It's good. It's funny. It's supposed to be tacky, hokey.
Man, it is hokey. I think one of the challenges
Sinbad going at it.
Yeah. I went to watch in the theaters, and the person I went with was just pissed off at the whole time, like, wanted to leave. I'm like, this is not good.
What did you think you were watching?
I thought it'd be at least funny. Like, he's done like funny stuff. I didn't think it was like funny. It was like funny, not funny, hokey. Like, it didn't really funny. Click. Maybe I need to rewatch it with fresh eyes because it's been like forever.
Yeah.
But man,
don't be a sponge and absorb negative shit.
Is that what it is? I don't know. But I just
you be the dry sponge and just sit there like all fucking crusty. And not absorb anything.
Not my thing. But I thought the idea was fun. But I just didn't think it clicked. It didn't click. Because his other comedy, like Twins, fucking clicked. Kindergarten Cop fucking clicked. At this point, I just felt like it was just off center. It wasn't quite like the idea. Everything was there. It just needed that little thing. And I didn't think it had it. Anyway,
I think it aged pretty well.
I'm curious how it aged, actually.
All right. Now that my movies have taken a beating because they're the best,
Yeah.
I mean, of course, he has better movies, but I'm just trying to like shine a light on the other shit.
I think Total Recall for me also was a big Arnold film. Like him and both Verhoeven together with like this scale. I'm like, oh man, Total Recalls. That film is kind of flawless almost. Like
Yeah. When we first said double feature for Arnold, I mean the top 3 movies were Predator, T2, and Total Recall for me. But I'm like, I need to approach it different because, you know, who hasn't seen those?
Yeah. No, I get it. But I mean, yeah. He was like the guy for 10 years, like our childhood. Like he was like the number one. When he had a film, you watched it.
Yeah.
Like Commando broke that tape.
Yeah.
All right.
That one for me hasn't aged that well. Because it's just ridiculous.
All right.
Like, you know, like ridiculous. Like it's kind of like why they cut right there, or like, you know, just like technical stuff. You're like, oh shit, that's bad, you know, kind of things.
There's some 80s stuff in that film.
It's 80s, yeah.
Nudity, just all of a sudden, like,
yeah,
yeah. Like, oh,
so yeah,
it's like, yeah.
Let's go get some more cocaine. Anyways, anything else you want to add?
Nah, man. I mean, we could talk for a long time on this shit. But we should probably, you know, we should wrap things up.
We should. All right. Well, that's our show, everyone. Thank you for listening. Please like and subscribe. Please forgive Andres' shitty takes and forgive him for being a quitter. Are we missing anything? Let us know. I'm Francisco.
And I'm Andres.
Have a great week. 2 nerds, 1 pot. Let's go. Vámonos. Put on the list.